Hello traders, Day Trader Matt here at businesswithtrading.com doing an Emini trading room recap for the 13th of February. And today was one of those days where you needed to exercise patience and discipline. We ended up with one trade today and pulled 4.5 points out of the market. Now, the market opened right in here at 9:30. And we closed the trading room right here around 12 o'clock. You can see from this area, price really didn't move that much. And then you can see in the afternoon, it actually did buy up a little bit. The reason we only trade in the mornings is looking at the stats of my own trading. Yeah, I made a little bit more money if I would have traded in the morning and in the afternoon, but it took a lot of stress away, and it also made for a better environment for me just trading in the morning, and also a lot less likely to burn out. A lot of benefits, but anyway, let's talk about why patience was so important today. So we ended up getting long right here at 9.50. We got long at 23.21. We came about a half a point from stopping out, which was 23.19. Gave us 2-point stop. And, price came down. We got close. Came up. Struggled a little bit. Struggled. Then it finally started to move higher. So we took profit on partial right up here at 23.24. Just because it was an area that I liked, I was looking at, and we ended up taking partial here and moving our stop up. Now we moved our stop up a little bit to 23.22 here, and then price came down and started pushing back up. As it started pushing back up, we decided, well, if it hits this low, we're just going to get out. And sure enough, it did turn around, hit the low, and, then quite a while later, it actually did start moving up. This was 12:40 here, 1 o'clock over here, so we would not have stayed just because, the room closes at 12, and plus it was so boring. And then it finally started to move up. So that was pretty nice. But you need patience because we entered right here at 9.50. We took our partial at 11.25. So that was a little over an hour and a half later we grabbed our partial. Then over 2 hours later, slightly over 2 hours later, we ended up taking our trade off the table, flattening up. As far as day traders, that's a long time to hold on to a trade. Usually we don't do that. But, today was one of those days where, the market wasn't giving us what we wanted. We were able to hold on and eventually pull out a pretty nice profit. As we saw, price was moving up pre-market. And it was still moving up during the market, during the nicey hours. We got close to being stopped out, but we didn't. Price moved up. And it was holding up here. And then it finally moved up a little more. It held up here. Then it started moving up a little more. So we had a lot of factors in our favor as far as looking for a price to move higher. It's not just let's get long and hope. That's not what actually makes money consistently in the market. If you look at our stats, we've been profitable every single year in, year out. We have a nice profit every single year. And that happens because we're very diligent at looking at our discipline, going over our discipline, and having a lot of patience. Have patience to let your trades play out. Have patience waiting for setups. This setup happened, and when it happened, yeah, price did go against us. we took a little bit of heat, about 4 minutes worth, and then price started going in our favor, and then it started moving sideways. When it was moving sideways, the setup was still valid. There was no reason to look for an exit. When we had this selling here, yeah, it was a little bit not what we wanted to see, but it held, and it went sideways, and then it started buying up. But after it bought up, the way I was looking at it, price broke this high here by a tick, broke this by a tick, then it broke this by a little bit more than that, but by that time it was already after 11. We're about to go into lunch, and a lot of times during lunch, price can do something else. In this case, it pulled back into lunch and then actually started to move up. You can't really call this rocketing up because it took quite a while, 11:59, and it finally breaks at 12:40. It's almost an hour, but it was at the end of lunch that it started to break higher. So anyway, that was interesting. Wanted to talk about that a little bit. Patience is a virtue. You've probably heard that many times, but it really is. Being able to wait, sit on your hands, they call it. Being able to sit on your hands. And that's basically what this was. You entered the trade and you sat on your hands and watched it. Setup was not invalidated. We still had our stop down here. So if anything bad happened, we were able to just get out of the market. Yeah, getting stopped out is not fun, but being stopped out for a little bit is better than just holding on to a trade that goes against you. Too many times I've seen that happen. People holding on to trades, trade going against them. And when do you get out? Do you let your account just get blown up? I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen to me or to anyone else. And that's why we utilize stops. Because it's better to be safe than sorry. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. You can always leave comments below. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, anything is great. You can also email me directly, support@abusinesswithtrading.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you back here in the markets. Thank you.